easy. First time riding the SUR-RON and already going upstairs. That's how easy it is. Hi and welcome to Wrong Way. And this is the SUR-RON Light Bee X, a street legal electric motocross bike thing. Let me tell you more about it. Wrong way. Also, huge thanks to SUR-RON Poland for giving me this e-bike for testing purposes. If you do buy this SUR-RON from SUR-RON Poland, you get 5% off with the Wrong Way coupon. By the way, if you are a local distributor and you also want to give a discount with the Wrong Way code, just hit me up via email. Now look guys, it is not too often on this channel that we have something totally like 100% street legal. And actually that's what the SUR-RON Light Bee X is. As you can see, it has no pedals, but it actually has bicycle tires. It's super light, weighing around 50 kilograms. It has turn signals. And as said, it can be registered as a moped with a top speed of 45 kilometers an hour. I really like this aspect of the e-bike. You can totally freely go on the street with this machine. But, okay, church, sorry. Now that doesn't mean that it does, it has like no. The first thing is that, stop church. Why? I'm recording a video. Jesus Christ. Now there's also an option to mount pedals to this thing, and this would be probably the way to go for me if I would buy such a SUR-RON for using just in the city. Because the street legalness of this e-bike also comes with its own quirks. The first thing is the speed limit is 45 kilometers an hour. Just in Poland, everyone drives like 70, so it does not feel so safe on the road, but probably anywhere else would be sufficient. The top speed is 65 though. This bike is also unlocked, so this is for all of you folks who can register it or just want to increase the speed limit of this e-bike. Now, you have to also keep in mind that if you would have a crash at this speed, you would get in a lot of trouble because you were going faster than it's legally allowed on this bike. Anyways, I guess it's time to shred this thing. Yeah, I gotta say, this is a lot of fun. But I also have to like get used to how this thing behaves in the air. Awesome. Oh man, that's a lot of fun. Whoa. Well, essentially, this is a motocross that you can take on a bicycle track, because it like it doesn't make the track bad, and it's light, so yeah, you really dig it. Yeah, but this thing does actually like not help at all. Can I somehow just leave it somewhere higher. The SUR-RON features a 6 kilowatt mid-drive mounted motor. It has two settings, 3 kilowatts or 6 kilowatts of power. The top speed again is around 65-70 kilometers an hour with this sprocket in this configuration, just like super stock. The battery is a 1920 watt-hour unit, and it is actually removable. Now, it does get dirty on the side. I wish there were like some protectors here, but that's just how it is. You just put in the key here, and then you have to I'll show you. Then you have to flick the fuse here and take one cable out. This doesn't actually look like so good, but anyways, that's how it is like here. And after you remove these two cables, you can just put them aside, and here is a hook so you can get the battery out. The cool thing about the battery is that there's actually a battery indicator here, so you can always check your battery level when you're charging it at home. And it's visible like that. It's super bright now, so it might be like not too visible. Yeah. Anyways, here is the charge port on the side. It comes standard with a 10 amp charger, which is like super quiet. So it will charge from 0 to 100% in around 2 to 3 hours. So this battery unit is also a 60 volt unit. Now again, for the price of 5,000 euro here locally, you can get a scooter like a new NGT with way more range and probably a bit more speed, and actually which is legal to drive at these speeds. So if you just want a fast vehicle to go through the city, probably it's better to just get a scooter, or I know a Super Soco or something else, because this thing is like more of a all-rounder and a fun machine. So listen guys, I really wanted to show you like more clips of driving the SUR-RON like in the woods and so on, but sadly I can't do it with this issue, so I will have sadly to leave this for another episode. But what I can do is just to show you how it climbs hills. So I'll just try to make it quick. Here we have a hill, 25 degrees to 30 degrees steep. Let's just do it once, and actually I don't have to use like that much power at all. And this is 25 degrees. Yeah, I'm not even using full power. Now this will be 30 degrees, so we'll see how it goes here. Yeah, this is max power, and 35 degrees is probably the max that you can like reasonably do on the SUR-RON. Like not 40, 35 is probably the max. I had also like quite a bit of battery, 68%. So yeah, that's how it looks like with the SUR-RON. But I really actually like the power delivery here, because it's like you can really adjust it well on this e-bike, because it has the mid-drive motor and the chain, of course. The brakes are also quite nice. You can see going down steep hills is no issue. And of course, in comparison to other like electric devices, it left like no tire marks or anything here, because it has just a very nice tread. And again, the power delivery is very like linear. You can do it quite well with this e-bike. As you can see, it is also like super thin. It's really nice for the driving experience. It has D&M forks in the front, and it also has a D&M damper in the rear. From my experience, I think it's just enough. It's okay. I'm also not such a professional in terms of like downhill or racing and jumping, but for me it seemed just fine. The forks are also at a bit bigger angle than on e-bikes, so this makes the ride really stable and really like predictable. I really like that also in turns. It is also quite long. It's longer than your usual like e-bikes from Cyclone e-bike or other brands, and because everything is in the middle, it has a nice weight distribution. I think it's even just a bit more in the rear than in the front, but again, super stable, super nice. I also really like the seat. I actually don't like bicycle seats too much, so I think this is way better. It's not super comfortable, but for jumping, for standing up, pretty much for everything, it is super nice. Also really like the fact that you are really down low, so you can always like get your feet out and you're not too high off the ground. And come on guys, it wouldn't be me if I wouldn't try just to go upstairs a bit, right? Probably this will destroy this rear thing, but let's just do it. So easy. I think I gotta like try it again. Downstairs is of course very easy. Yeah, the suspension here is just awesome. These steep stair set, and yet the SUR-RON is super stable. This looks so slow, and it just goes up here. Yeah, I think until now, this is the best stair climbing machine. Congrats, SUR-RON, that's a really good result. But now that I have seen like how easy it is to go upstairs, I think I'll just always take the stairs. Yeah, stairs are way better than no stairs. And what I also wanted to show you, because maybe it doesn't come across so much on other videos and maybe you didn't know about it, it is actually like quite low. And if you sit here and have like the feet on your pegs here, then it is like, it's pretty tight. I mean, I like it because I like riding on BMX bikes and on just small stuff and portable stuff. But if you're like 180, then well, you are out of luck here. You probably would have to install bigger tires, I mean bigger wheels front and rear, and maybe a different seat to be comfortable here. That's what our friend Janusz Orno has on his SUR-RON. By the way, if you would really like to see a overpowered SUR-RON, then just drop a like on the video and comment below, and maybe I'll be able to arrange it. In terms of brakes, we have just hydraulic brakes, and these rotors are actually non-floating. These are, I think, 200mm rotors, so the biggest ones that you can get on a bicycle. Now there's also the 220 ones of Magura. So yeah, brakes here are pretty stock. They look like they would be Tektro, but there's actually no branding here. It's just SUR-RON, so you can never be sure. There's also a USB charger here, and the whole construction is actually out of aluminum. It's really rigid, and I have like no stress at all to jump this thing, and I think that's what it's really designed for, to be like a tough machine, to rip it just on stair sets, I don't know, on these kind of jumps here, to wheelie, to have just more fun. But I just wish it had more power, and this thing actually was a bit of trouble now because I was jumping around here, and yeah, these parts just bent, and I wanted to bend it like to be the correct way again, and it fell off. So yeah, this thing probably should be just a bit more robust. Alright guys, so I also wanted to tell you a bit more about how this e-bike performs on the street. You can see the top speed is around actually 65 kilometers an hour. It's not 75 right now, it's a bit lower. But still, with this kind of category of e-bike, you should be just going 45, which is this fast. Now for most of the cases it is enough of a speed, but yeah, if I just wonder why it doesn't have like any other legal categorization for higher speeds, for bikes that can go above 45 kilometers an hour. This feels awesome. I mean, you can feel that it is a bike, right? It has a different geometry than e-bikes. It feels really sturdy. The turning feels awesome. I mean, really, it is a big difference to like e-bikes with pedals. So actually, this one can have pedals as well. I really like the geometry here. Again, feels really nimble, feels really fast, but also stable again. Now, The acceleration is not insane, it is fine, but yeah, you can just see how stable it is. I can steer it with my body. There's also an option to have the mirrors installed here. I have just this mirror because they didn't give me anything else. So yeah, all in all, I really like it. That is equipped to be used on the road because you have a horn, you have all the turn signals, the light is on all the time, you actually cannot turn it off. There's also all these indicators here that show you what if something's broken, then you'll see it here on the gauges. And it actually also has a really good mechanism for when the battery gets discharged. So actually when you're below like 15%, it will limit your top speed to around 40-45 kilometers an hour. And if it gets like super discharged below 5%, it will have another LED blinking here, and it will turn off the motor just for a short while, but then it will turn on again. And this is a really good feature because on other like scooters and motorcycles, there is sometimes a situation like this that it just turns off and it's dead and you can't do anything about it. And here it's pretty cool because first you have one LED blinking because you have like under 15% of battery, and if you have under 5, it may turn off while it has full load, but it also will turn on again after that. As you can actually hear, it is a pretty loud bike as for an electric bike. I know some people might like it, some people might not like it, but it's here. That's the belt drive, that's the sine wave controller, that's all the sprockets. If you like mechanical sounds, that is really cool. Now some other people might prefer a hub motor just because it's quieter, but that's just the way it is here. You can change the sprockets, you can change the top speed, the hill climbing abilities, so that's just the way it is here. I also like the display here. It's not like huge, but it's very well visible, especially the speed. I think the battery level is maybe just a bit high, the percentage here, especially if you have low battery, you're just looking here to get all the stats. There are also other parameters, but like the most important things are very well visible here. Now, in terms of range, I did one range test and it actually turned out pretty good. It was around 50 kilometers in like normal city driving, but driving above the speed limit of 45 kilometers an hour with moped, which is a pretty good result. And especially I thought there would be like more loss because of the chain, but actually it's just like sound and whine while you're driving. Anyways, I think that this bike is designed for people who really like to rip it in the forest, in the woods, on motocross tracks and so on, just, you know, jumping upstairs, downstairs, because just of the construction of this thing and because of the mid-mounted motor. Now, I wish it had more power, and you can do it, you can upgrade it, actually also like at SUR-RON eBike if you wanted to, and I would highly recommend that because for now it's just fine in terms of speed. It climbs hills actually pretty good, and yeah. I really like the fact that it has a removable battery, so if you just like motocross sports, you can get like couple of batteries, buy a couple of batteries and just exchange them when the battery is empty. And the good thing is, of course, that now you can have a electric motocross bike at home because it doesn't smell. It basically needs no maintenance at all. And yeah, so if you're still here, leave a massive like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. I have no idea how I escaped that. Oh my god. And this bends again. So I need to breathe. Oh shit. Not too good.